Good morning, Libras. Thanks for hopping on board the Libra Love Boat. You know, I always just love having you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the nice, crisp autumn weather. And happy birthday to you, Libras. Some of you may be having a birthday on this very day. So have a good one. Celebrate. Let's see what's going on between you and that person in your energy. Let's take a look at them. Let's take a look at that person. What's going on with that? Oh, you know, they want things to happen with you, but they're feeling left out in the cold. They feel like you've abandoned them. You know, and you had something going on. You were on a roll. Then all of a sudden, bam, different feelings, different situation here. They'd love to come in and apologize. They know they've got something to say. This person has feelings for you. They've got something they want to reveal. And it could be an apology. They might come in like light-hearted. Yeah, because they're feeling depressed. Maybe even feeling like you're with somebody else or entertaining options. Yeah, there's some guilt here. They're feeling guilty. They know that they owe you some explanations. They know they owe you some sort of an apology. And you could have ghosted them or left them in the dust or something here. I mean, things were rolling along great, and all of a sudden, bam, this looks like something that happened like right out of the blue. Well, they did something to you. Let's look at this Wheel of Fortune here. What made that wheel come to an abrupt halt? Why did it... I mean, it looks like they want to keep that wheel moving. They want to keep it, you know, rolling in the right direction or what. But they're feeling guilty over something. We'll figure that out. Okay. Yeah, you're the shining star. You might stick out in the public eye or have some prominence in your community or some fame or something, but they see you like that. And I think they're drawn towards you. A lot of the reason they're drawn towards you here is because of that star quality that you have. Like you're the one they want to choose or something like that. Yeah, they don't think your focus is on them anymore because they ignored you. They might have given you the silent treatment. They might have, looks like they treated you like they didn't really care that much about you, that they had other options, and so they turned their back on you. But now this person is tired. They're tired of options. They're tired of missing blessings. Why? What's wrong with this person? They're tired of missing opportunities. In fact, they might just be tired, just might need a complete rest. Because they're going through it. They're having sleepless nights, a lot of crazy energy, you know. Guilt, basically, is how I read this card. Feeling guilty. Yeah. I think this person has had some kind of realization. They see you as their everything now. Somebody really beneficial to their life. Somebody they could have a family with. Somebody they could have longevity with and a good partnership with. That's a Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, that's very, very good card as far as coming together as a, as a good potential partner, building a home together, creating abundance. It looks like they realize that. I don't know if they're going to express that, real fully, just come out and say how they feel, because this person is a little bit shy. They could have been holding back their emotions or things that they thought about, and they were too mysterious for you. They might have had like some kind of dark energy. Maybe even when you first met them, you felt some kind of dark energy, and there was a red flag, but they were attractive, and maybe you were lonely and wanted to get something going on with somebody. This person could be, in your eyes, acting immature. No matter how old they are, they could be acting like a teenager or something here. And I don't know if they realize that or not. They just they're feeling guilt, so they did something that they're stewing over. Yeah. What they did is they came and went out of your life. They showed up, disappeared. They weren't giving you what they needed. It seems like they wanted to. They wanted to offer you what you needed, but they just couldn't do it. They just couldn't give you what you needed and what you deserve. Like, this is the type of person that might have wanted to tell you many times how they feel, what their intentions were, what their plans were, but they just couldn't do it. Now they're feeling like I would reckon here they're feeling like they self-sabotage the connection. Something that could have moved in the right direction and felt really good at the beginning and was moving in the right direction, and like, bam, they screwed it up. Let's see how you're feeling. See what you're thinking about. They're feeling guilty and left out in the cold, wondering if you've moved on with someone else. Yep, because you're their shining star, but they neglected you. They realize that now. They know they've got to apologize, but it doesn't look like they've done it yet. They're resting. They're worn out. They're overwhelmed at this time. Maybe their life has been really hectic. Maybe they're just really busy, Busy, but too busy to, get in touch. They give you that story. You haven't heard from them for a week, and they try and tell you how busy or hectic life's been for them. It's so obvious, because if anybody cared about you, all you got to do is just say hi. I mean, who can be so busy in their life that they just can't reach out and say hi for a minute? So that's a bullshit story. Too busy? No. Too neglectful. Maybe overwhelmed with other things, but that doesn't mean you can't say hi. So something, they just couldn't give you what you needed. They want to now, because they see a future with you. They see longevity with you, but something's wrong with this person. They just can't come forward. Might have come in and out, give you some false hope, and then backed off again. I'm getting an in and out energy. It's actually, when I'm reading the cards here, it's actually they care for you a lot. And it's actually their intention to express that to you, but they can't do it. I know they're shy. I know they're more immature acting than you'd like them to be. Do they have a secret? Is there something that they can't expose? Well, let's see what you're thinking. Come, Libra. What's my Libra thinking? Oh my goodness. You're thinking that this was a perfect match for you, this person. So you really want them to come forward. You'd really like to connect here. You got a lover's card. Good partnership. That's what you're thinking. They care for you. You care for them. But you're all up in your head now too. Over what this person's done to you. Over what they're feeling guilty for. You're full of anxiety. You're stressing out. You're looking for answers. This is painful because you feel like you've got a special partner here. You may have expressed to this person how you felt and your ideas about how are they a perfect partner and everything. And how you guys could really, make a go of it. Have a great successful life here. But now you're up in your head. This person just can't express, right? But you have probably expressed. Now you're worried about the results, or if they're going to come and connect with you. Oh boy, you're feeling doubtful now. Yeah, this is a soulmate. You know it in your heart. You know it in your mind. This is a soulmate. But are they a false soulmate? You're starting to believe that this person, wasn't the person that you met. Weren't the person that you were rolling ahead with this wheel card here, a wheel of fortune. You're having your doubts, your anxieties. A little bit of fear maybe here too. You don't want to lose this person. You don't want to lose them, Libra. You want to work on the relationship. You're hoping they'll come, that they'll finally, get off their butt and express what needs to be expressed here. They do see you as, illuminating, but like I say, if you're in the public or you draw a lot of attention, they're afraid that you're dealing with somebody else, and you might be, but it doesn't look like your energy is on anybody else. Looks like you want this person who you believe to be your soulmate or could be or whatever, and you want to work on it. Or you could be focusing your energy, putting this pain and this into your whatever you're creating. Just taking all that energy and put it towards your career, your future, whatever makes you money. What about these lovers here? What about the lovers? Someone's really stubborn in this connection. I think you've realized, Libra, that if you have to make it on your own without this person, that you're going to do it. You're standing your ground. I think you're trying to prove to this person that you're well enough on your own. You want them, but you're standing your ground. You're putting up boundaries. You're letting this person know, I don't know how you're doing it, maybe you're just being silent, that you're not going to chase them. And if this person's in a youthful or immature energy, that could have been part of the problem here. You were the chaser. You're not chasing them anymore. Standing your ground and trying to let them know that you're good on your own. Even though your heart could be breaking here. I mean, you're up in your head. Wow. You've got the lovers. You got the Eight of Swords right in between. The lovers, Eight of Swords. Then you got the Two of Cups in reverse. Wow. You feel like you're losing something just very special, a blessing, a really great relationship. And you're willing to work on it. But you're going to only work on it according to your standards, your morality, the way you see things. You're setting your own rules. Maybe finding your own worth and realizing you can make it on your own, or you're better off on your own. But I'm not feeling that from this reading. I'm still feeling that, you really miss this person. Okay. Yeah, this person's attractive. You're drawn to their charisma and charm. They're adventuresome too. They like to have fun. They probably have a lot of friends. And you're up in your head. It's almost like you're mirroring each other. It seems like you're worried that they're going to go out and start dealing with some other people. So here's two people, one feeling guilt, the other one, you, Libra, probably just, getting pissed off. More pissed off by the moment, but you're still up in your head. You're turning away from this person. You're looking the other way. But you know what? They're looking at you. They're looking at you as you're walking away. Wow. Two people that care for each other, but they're creating a distance. Okay? Not okay. Not on your reading here. Not according to you, it's not okay. Yeah, you're having a hard time trying to heal up from this. It could have been a karmic experience. You don't want it to be. You want it to be on the level. You want it to be fair and justice. You're probably tired of taking these swords out of your back all the time. This may not be your first rodeo, Libra. Trying to heal. You're going to have to. It's been painful, but, you're strong. You're determined. You're standing your ground, so you're going to have to heal. You're going to have to get over this if it doesn't come to fruition. Yeah, this is heartbreaking for you, Libra. This is somebody you have great affection for. It's just all over the place here. You might have known him for a while, And you've got to know each other, and you feel like they're soulmates, and you could have really created together. You'd been beneficial for each other's lives. Now you feel like you're losing that. There's still hope. It's just that there's this distance between you now. Let me get some oracle cards here and see if I can't clarify some of this stuff. It's pretty vague still. Two people who care, but two people who just can't come together. You're holding your ground. I believe that you've gone silent on this person. And they don't like it. They're suffering because of it. All kinds of things running through this person's head, and they're feeling guilty because they've come to the realization that you're their Ten of Pentacles. Major star in their life. They're losing something that most people only pray to have. And you're walking away. Yeah, they really treated you unfairly. I don't know in which way, really. Other than they're just, so far, it's just their character, the way they are. I don't see what's standing in their way, but maybe we'll figure that out. That's what we're working on. That's what we're working on. This is a beautiful day. It's been a great autumn so far. Crisp air, but gorgeous, sunny. This person may not be making as much money as you think. They might be in some kind of a financial bind. They might have been hit with something heavy that they weren't expecting out of the blue, and that could have really knocked them, knocked their energy into a turmoil. where they really didn't want to focus on anything else but getting this situation out of the way. Like they didn't have any time for love or carrying on, thinking about themselves in that manner. But that doesn't excuse them for what they did. I'm getting the feeling here that you don't know what's going on with them either, but they're ignoring you. As they're in pain here, and as they're dealing with their day-to-day monetary situations. Like, I don't think this person's broke or, going down the tubes or anything. I just think they got slapped hard with something. Maybe like a lawsuit they have to deal with, or somebody in their family that needs their support, or financial support or something like that. And they're just fit to be tied. But that's no excuse. Like we said a little while ago, anybody can say hi, how you doing? Doesn't matter how damn busy you are. Unless you're just crazy in your mind with something that's so powerfully projected upon you, or some responsibility that you have to do that you just can't think of nothing else. But that would really be rare. That would be a rare occurrence. Yeah, if you're all anxious and everything like that, you need to get grounded. You need to heal. You're trying to heal, it looks like. Get out and take a walk. That's a good start right there. Just get some fresh air, take a look around you, and walk for a while. Okay, you need to stay consistent. Whatever your choice has been, if you're going to ghost this person, if you've told them that you're going to wait for them, whatever it is, whatever probably the last thing you've said to this person, something like that. Stay consistent in that. Hold your ground. I mean, you're over here in this Five of Swords energy right now, trying to prove that you can be on your own, that you don't need anybody else, and you're not going to take any crap or chase anybody. Stay consistent in that. Don't give in. If this person comes back and tries to lure you in without giving you what you want, don't go there. Just stay consistent in your needs and your beliefs and what you want. This person, like I said, might have a lot of friends, and there's too many characters in the mix. That could be another problem here. They could have been focusing their attention on not just financial problems or whatever. There could be other people that they're involved with. I'm not saying sexually, but we don't know to what extent. They just have too much, like I said before in one of my other readings, they may, when the going gets tough, to divert their mind, they'll go running to many of their friends, or they have a lot of friends, so they can go to a best friend or whatever, and just start bringing that character in the mix. Getting too many people involved. Could be exes, ex-lovers, trying to get their attention. That doesn't mean they're involved with them sexually. It just means that they're caught up. This could be like bad timing for you guys. Just bad timing. You met each other when they were all messed up, and you probably have problems too. Tell you what, you're sad though. Six of Cups is in reverse. This is deep. We're talking soulmate stuff here. You got the Lover's card. You got the Two of Cups in reverse. They're just all here together. You're just a big emotional mess because you're stuck in the Eight of Swords. Worrying about this King of Wands who is just so charming, just so attractive, just so alluring. Yeah. Whatever they did, however they neglected you, they know they're unworthy now. And they're in a pit of despair over it. Yeah, I can see that right up here. You know. They're in a Nine of Swords in the reverse. That's guilt. That's guilt and regret and feeling unworthy and despair. You affected them, Libra. You affected them. You put them in their place too. You might have had words. Yeah, I think you're just trying to get back to taking care of business. That's what you're trying to do. Refocus, you know. You'd like to work on this relationship, but you know you need to get back to work at what you do to support yourself. And all the other things responsibilities you have in your life. You need to address them. Oh boy, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while, or it's been a while. But they're about to contact you. It's been a long time. I mean, it just might have been just a couple months or something, but to you it's been forever. Well, you might have known this person or known of them for quite some time. I mean years. But they're about to contact you. You guys had a moment. You guys had a time together when it looked like, you know, you rocked each other's world. And then they abused you. They abused your love, your respect. They disrespected you. They treated you like, you know, an option. Yeah, they did. But they don't care about their other options. They're tired of their other options. They're focused on you and what they did to you. They're worried about what they did to you. They're worried about your opinion of them and what you might be saying to people about them. Because they're popular. They got a lot of friends. You might just know a whole bunch of their friends, and they could be worried that you're going to go out and say negative things about them. You're probably not, but you know, if you talk to your friends or something, they might want to know what's going on with you two. I think they're a little worried about that. There's a lot of characters in the mix. You know people that they know. And Libra, you know what? You want a vacation. You just want a vacation. I don't know if that's a vacation of the mind, but I think it's just literally. You just love to go on vacation and get out of this energy. And maybe, you know, check out your options. Open up a little bit to other people. You know, you're angry, you're pissed. You're trying to suppress that because you have emotions and understanding and love and all this for this person. But you're still you're pissed. Okay? Let's take a few more of these. Okay, now this isn't for everybody. You know, I just tell stories off of cards and hope they connect with somebody. If it isn't your story, just wait till the next reading. Maybe that one will be yours. But a lot of you have a new love coming in. Somebody who's going to understand your spiritual side, who's going to understand that you have values, who's going to care about your hopes and dreams. You may be saying, no, that's impossible. I've been burnt by the universe so many times. I just don't have any trust in anybody anymore. They're all a bunch of narcissists. I keep giving my love to everybody that I meet, and or whoever, you know, you're interested in, and they just turn out to be a vile human being. You know, you could be thinking that kind of stuff. Really negative right now. But, card's saying, new love, somebody that will understand what you've been through, and your spiritual side. Yeah. Other people's addictions and negative energy and their problems and all that is affecting your life. No wonder you want to take a vacation. this person here may not be the only thing in the world that's stressing you out. Looks like you got a lot of stress going on. You just want to run away. Run away. New person could have things in common with you. You know, maybe spirituality, maybe an understanding, maybe you're both empaths. But they're going to be creative. You're creative, and this new person's going to be creative too. You know, you do have the Lover's card here, and it's in the upright. I think what you're doing is you feel like you lost a soulmate, but you've set your standards and you're waiting for the lover. You're waiting for the perfect lover, the perfect partner. Yeah, you've moved up a level. You've learned from this. Remember I said it looks like a karmic experience? Well, you've learned. You have learned. You got all those swords in your back, and you're learning to, heal from that. And along with that healing comes a level up. Level up in your life, in your understanding, in your spirit. Yeah. This other person's, they're vibing lower. You might have always felt a dark cloud hanging over their head, or some kind of dark energy that kind of creeped you out, but there was something that just drew you to this person. Well, they vibe lower. You're much more expressive, much more vibrant than this person. Yeah, they tried to replace you. They've done all kinds of stuff that you don't know about. You might have figured they were out there looking at their options. But you know what? They can't find anybody like you. No one's come around like you, you know? They shut them down. They shut these people down that they meet. They can't deal with anybody right now. They're in a turmoil. They're receiving karma, and they probably know it. Well, whether they know it or not, they are. That's part of their turmoil here, their guilt, okay? I don't know if this person's coming back. Well, it says they're coming back. They're going to contact you. I don't know if you're going to want to take them back. I don't know if they're going to contact you today or tomorrow, whenever. This person's slow. They're taking their own time, and they're overwhelmed. They're all caught up in something. So my advice to you is just keep working on what you work on, move ahead, try to heal, and see what happens when this person comes back. We'll try and find out about that some more next time in our next reading. Until then, bye-bye, and peace and love to you, Libras.